Smacking, cracking, and watching. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Waco, part 2, episode 2. This episode is called The Strangers Across the Street. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Y'all know the deal. On the mission to 1,000 subscribers, trying to get there. Help your girl achieve that goal. Let's get into this episode. John Leguizamo is playing the neighbor, perched across the street in the windowsill. They know something's up, and their gut feeling, that instinct, it's correct. My thing is, man, you are so East Coast. You are so strongly East Coast, and you're trying to be convincing as a Central Texas rancher. I don't even believe you, dude. You sound like you're straight from New York. They know an outsider, and that this episode is basically them, us, the suits versus this community of believers. It's further separated, women and men. It's getting very interesting. Part 2 was a dang on deep-rooted, good episode as far as the information they gave us. So Thibodeau can marry Michelle, but he can't be in the women's quarters with his wife. Yet this weird grown man grabs this youngin's hand, walks her away. Or you can only think, yeah, okay, that's not weird. Come on, man. The welcoming committee came through, and I said, oh, snap. Is he going to get a fruit cake? Is he going to get a basket of goodies? What did they give him? Beer and pizza. And they hit him with a question that only they would know, only a Texan would know, only a rancher would know. They played him. He didn't catch it, as smart as he is. They're out in county limits now. Waco, I don't know another way. If I say Waco's crazy and you live in Waco, you probably would be like, yeah, you're right. Like I said, Waco had a real nasty motorcycle situation that occurred like 2-3 years ago. It was freaking insane. So we're going, the precursor to that, which is this horrendous murder, just sad shootout situation that happened, and then we're going even deeper right before that, where they basically figured out, hey, we're taking Ruby Ridge, what went wrong, what went good, and we're going to put those same tactics into Waco. Rest in peace to all the lives that were lost during this whole situation. Nelson, our favorite Agent Nelson from Boardwalk Empire, aka Gary on this show, he's all about training, and I like that because he's more so like, hey, let's work on the foundation. We saw him in the academy teaching different tactics for negotiating, and he's like, if we can prevent this, we can decrease the death rate, the body bags that we're piling up, if we can just teach people how to go about this. Mind you, the series, I do believe, is loosely based off of his book and Thibodeau's book, who they just put a wedding ring on him and said, hey, man, I'm sorry, you're going to have to chuck this up for the deuce. You're going to have to take one for the home team because I'm sorry, we're going to throw this ball at you 99 miles per hour. You're just going to have to turn into it and let it blast you in your shoulder blade and take it for us, because if you don't, man, they're going to hit us with some charges, rape, sexual abuse, polygamy issues that we're trying to avoid. We're basically trying to get ahead of things. We know that the wheels are turning. Things are in motion. But if we can get ahead of these changes, Mr. Rory Culkin, a.k.a. Thibodeau, will you just marry this woman? And dang, they said do it for the greater good. It solve our problem. But look, man, let's just get straight to it. A 12-year-old wife, that's just not right. It's not ethical. Not right. It's not ethical. It shouldn't be happening. 12-year-old, geez. Who investigated it? Investigation happened, and they're saying, hey, this investigation was unfound. Unfound meaning that it's over with. They couldn't find any evidence to keep going. Well, that could also, it's not just saying that it didn't happen. Unfound could be plenty of things. Unfound could be they couldn't make contact with this person, so blah blah blah. It could have been so much going on. I would like to know if Michelle lived through this situation, if his wife lived, who were the surviving people, and I guess, like, what was their opinion, or what did they have to say? That's just sad, and it's just not right, man. Three scenes I thought were pretty cool this episode. We always see David jogging to the mailbox around the compound Will that play out in the end? Will he discover anything? We already know he discovered the strangers across the street, but will it lead to something? Will it lead to him finding out something else and he just runs across something? Second would be obviously the ice cream room, and he had his armory in there. John Leguizamo's character was so close. He was so close. Clothes on the line, the clothesline, washing the clothes. They're always flowing in the wind. They have that awesome opening title sequence or whatnot, and it's kind of that reddish, brownish, orangish coloring, and it's pretty. It's very pretty. It's beautiful. You can feel the wind hitting the clothes. I wonder if when that shootout happens, will they just show? I wonder when that shootout happens, will they show bullets all through the clothes? Will that be one of those scenes you're like, dang. They're preparing themselves to attack all angles. They have a 360-degree outlook. Like I said, a 3D model of the compound. They know what's going on. They're using people to come inside and just see the rooms. And man, the bunk beds to David's room having that brass headboard. It's just so much. Can't be good. So David is preaching about the book of Revelation. If you know anything about the Bible separated in basically the Old Testament, New Testament. They're speaking on the book of Revelation, which is pretty dark. It's very hellfire-ish and the end of times category. If you know, he's talking about the lamb, and he says, I am the lamb. And I'm like, wow. He said that people are going to come through those doors and they're going to test our mind, body, and spirit. When the doors of Babylon open, when the army of Babylon comes and they open the doors, some of y'all aren't going to make it. And at that very moment, Jacob from across the street opens the door, and I'm like, wow, this is getting crazy. His congregation, he has this huge man, tall. He's got short people. He's got elderly. He's got kids. It's women and men. A lot of people came and they were naysayers, but they still stayed. I think he just has this gift of gab, and he's able to just, I don't want to say swindle people in. He's just got a real, David, when I say he has a real eerie vibe. He's cool at times. He's caring, but he feels that he's not really the type of person that will take the influence of others and their creative criticism. He's like, no, I got this. He feels he can change anyone. At this show, they're kind of showing, hey, be a little bit more sympathetic with what's going on in the Davidians and David, Kay, his theology or whatnot. They're trying to show, hey, he's gentle, hey, he's caring, especially when it came to his son Cyrus, and this whole, I'm gonna give you a licking, and he got a switch in his hand, and he's about to tear this boy up. He's like, oh snap, he about to whoop this boy and embarrass whoever it was that stood up and admitted to eating the ice cream, and then he's all gentle. He says, take your licking. I said the licking to me was very, very metaphorically speaking, like it was communion. You know how every church does communion different. Some people give the little cup, Welch's grape juice representing the blood, and a cracker representing the body. Some have like a chalice, and everyone drinks out of the same cup, and they just wipe it, drink it, you wipe it, and that's how they do it. This licking out of this ice cream container, I felt was very communion-like, and it was an interesting episode, very interesting episode. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. I appreciate you guys.